Hey everybody, welcome to the Addiction Unlimited podcast, where you get to learn everything you want to know about addiction and recovery. I'm your host, Angela Pugh, co-founder of Kansas City Recovery, life coach, and recovering alcoholic. To learn more about me, you can listen to episode 0 on your podcast app or find us on the web at addictionunlimited.com. Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 95 of the Addiction Unlimited podcast. I'm your coach, Angela Pugh, helping you get that sober life you want. And you know, it's only a commitment of 10 to 15 minutes a day. You can change your whole life. That's what I'm all about. 10 to 15 minutes a day. I'm so happy to be spending some time with you today, and thank you for spending some time with me. I love that I get to be in your little earbuds or in your car or however you listen to your podcast. So I'm coming at you today with an episode that I'm recording this episode right now completely off the cuff, okay? I don't have any notes. I don't have any outline. I have a situation that came up, and I have found myself in this space of feeling a little bit angry, a little irritated, a lot sad, and I just wanted to process and talk it through because I'm freaking mad right now. And that's it. And we're going to talk about a lot of things in this podcast. It's going to feel probably a little bit all over the place because I don't have an outline, but we're going to talk about a lot of things, and I'm going to shoot you guys really straight. And it is not with the intention to be harsh. It's with the intention that at some point we really have to get our shit together and make some hard decisions and put our big girl panties on and do things that are hard. If you want to get your shit together, if you want to get your life together, if you want to stop relapsing, if you want to stop fucking around on this merry-go-round roller coaster ride of nonsense, then you've got to make some hard choices and you have to make a commitment. You've got to stop trying to have one foot in and one foot out. You've got to make a commitment. And making a commitment means you are committed even when it sucks. You are committed to your decision even when it feels like crap. You're committed to your decision even when it's really freaking hard. And that's where I see so many people go wrong in this thing is you want to dance around it and you want to take this soft approach and, well, I'm going to stay sober. I'm going to get sober, but I have a vacation coming up or I have a wedding coming up or my birthday's coming up. Like you're already making plans to drink. Well, don't talk about your sobriety and don't talk about recovery and don't talk about how exhausted you are and that you want to get it together when you're already planning your next drink, and then come back and try to play the victim role and want to feel sorry for yourself when you drank, when you decided in advance that you were going to drink. And that's nobody's fault. It's not the birthday's fault. It's not the wedding's fault. It's not the vacation's fault. You made a series of choices. That is on you. I'm irritated. I'm irritated at addiction. I'm really angry at addiction. Somebody very close to me relapsed yesterday. And it won't be yesterday by the time you're hearing this, but it'll be still pretty close. And I'm not angry at that person either. But I'm really mad at addiction. I'm really, really mad at addiction. And what I thought of when I woke up today, I got this person last night to a safe place. I do not know where it stands right now. I don't know if they continued to drink or if they stopped. And what I saw when this was happening after just a few drinks is I had to sit and watch my friend struggle, fighting this internal battle about whether or not to drink more. And it didn't look like they were going to win the battle. And I know how powerful that is, and I know it sucks. And then it stirs up for me all this powerlessness because I can't fix it. There was nothing I could do for them in that moment. I couldn't climb in the brain and take all that stuff away. And I couldn't get the alcohol out of their body. And there's nothing I can do. Once somebody takes a drink, there's nothing you can do. There are so many factors that kick into play once a drink is inside your body. That's why the absolute most important piece of this whole journey is to make sure that alcohol never, enters your body. You guys hear me talk about the bear all the time. You know, I talk about the committee and the bear. And the committee is all that self-talk. It's all that chatter, right? That's the stuff that we're working to retrain, to make it a little nicer, to support us in our lives, to support us in a new life, not drinking, and to make that inner talk friendly, right? We've got to make the committee friendly. And the bear is my alcoholism. And what I want you to see with the bear, right, is the bear goes into hibernation. My bear has been in hibernation for a long, long time. And I go out of my way on a daily basis to make sure that I don't fuck with him and wake him up. Because he's not nice. And just because he's been asleep doesn't mean that he loses power or strength. When a bear wakes up from hibernation, they are just as strong as when they went to sleep. And he will just get up and whoop your ass in a split second. So I just don't wake him up. I make sure I do a lot of things to keep him asleep because he's quite enjoyable when he's asleep because I don't have to deal with him. And I had to sit and watch my friend yesterday in the fight of a lifetime now, after 18 months sobriety, the fight of a lifetime. Fighting that bear. Hands-on combat. But you know as well as I do, if you really want to drink, you're going to find a way. You're going to get booze. And I know that's the case with my friend as well. And I don't know if they made it through the night without booze or not. I haven't heard from them today. I didn't sleep worth a crap last night thinking about all this stuff. And it just breaks my heart. Many years ago, pretty early in my sobriety, I had a blog. I started a blog. It was an anonymous blog. I didn't put my name on it. And I really would just sit down and blog and I would just write my feelings, just my feelings straight from my head, my thoughts and my feelings and everything I was going through. And I was much more raw at that time. You know, my feelings were much bigger and more overwhelming, you know, and as you become a helping person and you dedicate your life to helping other people, you do kind of naturally dull your own emotions, so to speak, because you have to be so engaged with everyone else's emotions. And I had to learn really how to regulate myself so much so that I can be of service to you. And my first blog is really good. And it's not up online anymore, but of course I still have access to it. And there's probably 100 blogs on there. And sometimes I'll just go back and read things that I wrote and what I was going through at the time. Like I said, it was pretty early in my sobriety. It was early in my career of intervention and flying people to treatment and getting to spend that time with them. And I remembered back then when I had that blog, somebody relapsed. And now I don't even remember who it was because it was a long time ago. And I wrote a letter called My Letter to Relapse. And I want to read that to you right now. It's very short. These were just my raw thoughts when somebody had relapsed back then. And this is exactly how I feel right now. It says, Dear Relapse, I'm not afraid to honestly tell you I hate you. I do not hate many things in my life, and it's not a word or emotion that I use recklessly. But for you, it is appropriate. You are a predator. You lurk around, preying on the slightest moment of vulnerability in myself and the people I love. You are dirty and underhanded, and you should be ashamed. I pray each day that I never meet you myself. And I pray even more for the sake of those that do meet you. I pray for their safe return to a safe place. I pray for them to have the strength to come back, the strength to reach out, and the strength to be loved back into one piece. Tonight, I pray for my friend who met you yesterday. I'm sending him every ounce of fight I have, hoping that he will have the power to take his sobriety back, and hoping that he sees you have nothing to offer him. Your promises are of a lifetime of pain and discomfort, insecurity and hopelessness, and nobody wants you. Sobriety offers me the opportunity to be the person I always dreamed of being. Sobriety offers me happiness, security, stability, and unwavering strength. Sobriety offers me fellowship and love like I've never known. Sobriety offers me the path of least resistance, which I have always searched for. The real beauty in sobriety is I get to keep these things forever. I get to continue to be honest, respectable, strong, and devoted, not like the temporary lie of relief that you offer. I don't like to use the word hate, but it is the only word ugly enough to embrace what I feel for you, Relapse. I hate you. I absolutely hate you. And that's my letter to Relapse, and that is exactly what I'm feeling today. This is a challenge that we see a lot too when people talk about rock bottom, and people love to throw that phrase around like they've hit their rock bottom and then 2 days later they're drinking again. I'll tell you something about rock bottom. When you're there, you don't turn back. When you are really at rock bottom, and let's talk about this for a minute too, because, in AA we talk about rock bottom. That's, the phrase gets thrown around a lot. You guys know my rock bottom moment when I crashed my car, thinking about having to call my mom and tell her that I killed someone. Thankfully, I didn't kill anyone, but I felt that guilt because I took the actions that ended up in a situation where I thought that dude was dead. And it doesn't matter to me that he wasn't dead. I felt the enormity and the gravity of that situation because the choices I made resulted in a situation that could have killed him. So I still felt like I killed him. It was awful. That's rock bottom. And I have a pretty low rock bottom, right? Other people's rock bottom is much lower than mine. Maybe they did actually kill someone. Maybe in their addiction, they held someone up at gunpoint and shot and killed them. Maybe somebody else was drunk and had a car accident where they did kill the person. Maybe whatever. It could be 1,000 things. Rock bottom can be much lower than my rock bottom. Rock bottom can also be much higher. We see a lot of people now, it's very trendy to be sober and to be alcohol-free, whatever the hell you want to call yourself. It's very trendy right now to not drink. So we see a lot of people where their rock bottom isn't getting to the place like mine was, and we call those high bottom. It's a higher bottom, right? You don't have to burn your life down and destroy yourself and go to jail and all of that drama. You don't have to create all of that for yourself to quit drinking, right? If you're smart, you'll just pull your head out of your ass and realize that you don't do it right and get over all the hangups and just stop. And you can do that whenever you want. So some people have a higher bottom. They just realize, you guys heard, I have an episode with Sober Sis, Jen Couch, that I love. I love her. I love her episode. And she just realized that it wasn't serving her. She didn't feel good about herself. She felt like a fraud because during the day, she was super healthy eating, doing yoga, drinking, green smoothies. And then at night, she was drunk. And her rock bottom was not anywhere near mine, right? She didn't go super low. She just didn't feel good about what she was doing. So she got her shit together and she made a commitment, a real commitment. And she turned her life around. So rock bottom is a different place for everybody. Your rock bottom doesn't have to be devastating. But I'll tell you the problem, oftentimes, with high bottom people that want to quit drinking, is that they're not actually convinced that it will cost them their lives. See, I knew in the moment standing on the side of the freeway trying to figure out how I'm going to call my mom and tell her I just killed someone. I knew in that moment that alcohol was going to kill me, or worse, kill someone else. I knew in that moment, unequivocally, without a doubt, drinking was no longer an option for me because my rock bottom was that tragic. I think sometimes when your rock bottom isn't tragic, you still hold on to this thought that eventually you'll be able to drink again. Well, maybe I'll just quit for a year and then I'll be able to drink again. Well, maybe I'll just drink on New Year's or whatever, the little games we love to play with ourselves. I'm tired of the games. If you know that you don't drink well, then stop drinking. It's really that simple. If you know you don't do it well, if it's costing you consequences, if you're feeling shameful and guilty and gross about the choices you're making, it's breaking down your self-esteem, it's giving you marital problems, it's giving you problems in your family, you're lying to the people that you love, or if you're blacking out, getting DUIs, whatever level of that you're on, whether it's high bottom or low bottom, if you know you don't drink well, then stop drinking and stop playing games with yourself. Stop playing games that someday you're going to teach yourself how to drink like other people drink. If that was possible, you wouldn't be quitting. If it was possible for you to have some control in your drinking, you wouldn't be quitting. You wouldn't be listening to this podcast. You wouldn't be in the Facebook group. You wouldn't be seeking inspiration and motivation and support to live alcohol free. You wouldn't be doing those things if you had the capability of controlling your drinking. Because people that can control their drinking never get where we get. They don't even think about alcohol. They don't think about how much they're going to drink or if they're going to drink or is there going to be alcohol there or do I need to go to the liquor store? Am I going to run out? They don't even think about it. Stop playing games with yourself. Stop playing mental mindfuck games with yourself, trying to tell yourself that one day you're going to be able to drink again. All you're doing is prolonging your own pain. But oftentimes that is an issue when people try to quit before their consequences get tragic, because somewhere in your brain, you hold it in there that it's not so bad for you. You probably listen to this podcast and think, oh, I wasn't as bad as Angela was. And maybe you weren't yet. But if you want to keep drinking, if you want to keep trying to spar with a bear, I promise you will lose. And that's the decision you have to make. The decision you have to make is, do you want to win or do you want to lose? Do you want to have a nice life or do you want to continue swirling the drain until your whole life goes down the drain? That's the choice you have to make. I don't give a shit what you want to call yourself, alcoholic or alcohol-free or sober curious, whatever the hell you want to call yourself. I don't care if you want to go to AA or not go to AA. I don't care if you want to hate AA. More power to you. If you don't want to go to AA, honestly, I don't want you there anyway, because it's my safe place. And that's a place where people go to help each other and love each other and support each other. And if you don't want to be there, don't go. And if you know you can't drink, then stop drinking. And stop playing games with yourself. I don't care if you're hung up on powerless and you don't want to be called powerless. I don't care. Call yourself whatever you want. This isn't about the words. This isn't about what room you sit in, if it's AA or church or if it's your living room. It doesn't matter what room you're in. It doesn't matter what words you use. You have to come to a realization and be honest with yourself about who and what you are. And if you can't drink, it doesn't matter if you call yourself an alcoholic or not. If you cannot handle alcohol, then stop freaking drinking. It's that simple. If you want to continue trying to have a sparring match with a bear that will whoop your ass every time, then keep doing that and see where that gets you, because you will lose. And you think you're not as bad as the other people in AA, or maybe you're not as bad as I was. Maybe you're not, but you'll get there. You want to think about some of the things you're really capable of? Because drinking will take you there. Addiction will destroy you. So again, I don't care about the labels. I don't care about the words. I don't give a shit what you want to call yourself or not call yourself. I don't give a shit what room you sit in or don't sit in. But you've got to get real about where you are and what you're doing. Because this isn't a game. The only decision you have to make is if you want to have a good life or if you want to have a horrible life. That's what it comes down to. And then figuring out what do you have to do to make that commitment a real commitment. What do you have to do on a daily basis to stay true to your commitment to not drink anymore? What is that going to take? What kind of team are you going to put together to support you? Because you have to have a team. You can't do it by yourself. If you want to just sit around in your house and isolate and lock yourself in your house and obsess about not drinking and just obsess constantly, I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to go anywhere because I don't want to drink, and I'm not going to go with that person because they want to drink, and I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to drink. If that's what you're doing, you're going to drink. It's not sustainable. This requires action. This requires having a support group. It requires having somebody that you can reach out to. And you don't have to reach out and go, oh my God, I'm really struggling. This is so awful. I'm really wanting to drink. Like, it doesn't have to be dramatic. You can have somebody that you reach out to and go, damn, dude, I'm bored today. I'm really struggling with being bored. Like, this sucks. I want to go do something. But everybody's drinking and I don't want to drink. It can be that simple. You can reach out to somebody and go, hi, how are you doing? How was your day? Instead of obsessing about yourself and wanting to talk about yourself, maybe you just start a conversation talking about somebody else. Ask how they are. Ask how their day is. And what that does is it makes you stop obsessing about your obsession. So what do you have to do every day to be committed to your commitment of not drinking? What does that require? What kind of support do you need? What people, friends and family, I don't care if it's only 2 or 3, who can you tell what's going on in your life and be honest about yourself and who you are and what's happening? Be honest and let people support you. Who's going to be on your team? 2 or 3 people, reach out to them. Say, this is what's going on. I'm an idiot when I drink. I can't handle my alcohol well. I'm sure they already know anyway. And for some of us, they don't. There were plenty of people in my life that didn't know how much I drank because I wasn't a sloppy drunk. I wasn't stumbling around acting a fool, slurring my words. I wasn't an ugly drunk, crying drunk, angry drunk. I wasn't any of those things. Just like I'm very controlled in my sober life, I was very controlled in my drinking life. There were plenty of people that had no idea how bad it was. The important thing was they understood where I was in my journey, and they understood the importance that I stopped drinking. And they wanted to support me in that. I had to get honest about who I was. It doesn't matter what anybody else knows or doesn't know. It doesn't matter if they believe it or don't believe it. I know who I am. You know who you are. So pick 2 or 3 people that you're going to reach out to today and say, you know what? I need to be honest about this. I don't drink well. I get in trouble, or I start fights, or I act like an idiot, like I'm done with this. And I just want to let you know I'm making a commitment to not drinking anymore. And I love you and I want to spend time with you. And when we go do things, they need to be non-drinking things. And I just wanted to let you know where I am because this is really important to me. I am not drinking anymore. And I need the support from the people that I love. And I need you to know this is where I am and it's really important to me. Pick 2 or 3 people and have that conversation today if you're serious. Create some support in your life. Be honest about who you are. Stop trying to hide. Stop being embarrassed. The next part of that commitment, if you're really committed and really ready to get it together and stop screwing around with all this nonsense and drama, start journaling. And I know all the men out there listening don't like to journal so much. I get so much pushback from my male clients on this one. Boys just don't like to write things down. Girls love it. Boys don't. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't care if you just write for 3 minutes. The important thing is that you do it, because what you're doing is you're being committed. It's not about how much you write. It's not about how much time it takes. It's about being committed to a practice that is good for you. It's commitment, you guys. That's where everybody lacks. Commitment. I don't care if you write 3 sentences. Do it. Stop making excuses. Stop procrastinating. Stop saying I'll do it later. Just freaking do it. Journaling is such a simple way to learn how to self-regulate. It's such a simple way to get whatever angst you have on the inside, even if it's that obsession, even if you feel the bear tugging at you because he's trying to get you back on the dark side. Journaling is the best way, completely by yourself, to get all of that stuff out from inside of you, get it on paper so it doesn't eat you alive. It lowers your anxiety, it gives you instant relief, and nobody wants to do it. What's the next thing you can do? 10 to 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes a day. What's another thing you can do? Go get my mindset makeover. It's on myrecoverytoolbox.com, www.myrecoverytoolbox.com. It's free. It's 5 days, email series, goes right to your inbox, sends you an inspirational video that you can listen to every single day. These are the simple things. 10 to 15 minutes a day. You want to change your life? You want to get off this crap, drunk merry-go-round? Make a commitment. 10 to 15 minutes a day. Do things to feed yourself, to nourish your sobriety. Get honest about who you are. Stop playing the victim. Stop playing the martyr about how you want to be sober and I can't believe how this happened to me again and I'm on day 1 again and I went to this event and drank again. Stop. Relapse is a choice. And if you don't remember that episode, go back and listen to it. I'll link it in the show notes. Relapse is a choice. It's a series of choices that along the way, you have the opportunity to make a different choice at every single step before alcohol hits your mouth. So stop. Stop with the drama. Stop with the excuses. Stop with the nonsense. You are making a choice to drink. Once the alcohol's in your body, you're screwed. You are no longer in control. But before that bottle hits your mouth, you've made a series of choices and you could make different choices. You're not powerless at that time. You're not weak. You're making a choice. So go get the mindset makeover and make a commitment. Here's what's really funny too. I can't tell you how many people, this is 5 days, you guys. The mindset makeover is 5 days. That's all. 5 days. 5 videos. Most of them are pretty short. I even say in there, you don't have to listen to all of it. Listen to a few minutes in the morning, a few minutes at lunch, a few minutes in the evening. Surely you can pull off a few minutes. And it's amazing to me how many people will start 5 days. It's 5 freaking videos. And the commitment is so non-existent, most people don't even make it past the second video. I can't tell you how many emails I get with people. Oh, I listened to the first 2 and then I got off track. Right, because you didn't make a commitment. 5 days, you guys. 5 days, that's it. You can't make a commitment to do something for 5 days. You really got to look at that because that's not a commitment. And then you want to beat yourself up because you didn't follow through, but you never really made a commitment. Get the mindset makeover and make a freaking commitment for 5 days. For 5 days, make yourself get up a little bit earlier in the morning to set aside 10 minutes to watch whatever video comes that day. Or before you go to bed, walk in your bedroom 10 minutes earlier at night and put in your earbuds and listen to whatever video is in your email that day. It's a commitment. If you make a commitment, you follow through. But if you make a half-assed commitment, like, oh, this sounds cool, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get that mindset makeover. And then it leaves your mind because you're not having a conversation with yourself to actually make a commitment. I want you to sit down when you sign up for the mindset makeover. I want you to sit down and go, okay, for the next 5 days, this is the piece of time that I'm going to carve out to make sure I listen to the video every day. On my lunch break, I'm going to put my earbuds in. As I'm eating my sandwich, I'm going to listen to the video that came through that day. Or the one that came through the day before. Do it a day behind if you need to. Make a commitment. Decide in advance for the next 5 days, this is the piece of time I am committing to listening to this video. And see what happens when you actually make a commitment. See how you feel when you actually read the emails I send you and you make the commitment to listen to the videos. See how you feel. 5 days, that's it. That simple. The one thing that I absolutely cannot stress enough is the power of addiction. And I know that you guys get that part because so many people relapse over and over and over again. I don't even like to call it relapse. You're just drinking. Because I don't know that everybody is really making a strong commitment to stop when they stop. I think you stop for a minute and you start to feel better. And then the committee kicks in telling you, oh, you can have one drink. You can control it now. You could drink today. It's not that big of a deal. Nobody will even know. And you know you can't drink. So tell the committee to fuck off. Tell the committee to mind its own damn business. You know you can't drink. It doesn't matter what the committee tells you. You know you can't drink. So don't fall for it. You're not dumb. You know you can't drink. It doesn't matter what the committee says to you. You know the truth. Do not underestimate the power of this thing. If you decide to listen to the committee and go, yeah, I can drink one more time. I'll start sobriety tomorrow. I'll start over tomorrow. It's no big deal. Well, what do you think is going to happen? How many people have I worked with that said they were going to start over tomorrow that ended up drinking out of control for another year and all their circumstances got even worse? Lost their marriage, had to go to jail for DUIs. I mean, you name it. Yeah, cool. You want to listen to the committee? Create some more consequences for yourself and see how that feels. You think it feels bad to fight through cravings? Cravings are temporary. You want to start drinking? That could be not so temporary. You might find yourself in a position like I found myself. And maybe when you crash into somebody else, maybe they do die. Look at those consequences. Is that what you're going for? Because when you take a drink, that's what you're playing with. Do not underestimate the strength of this thing. And do not underestimate the strength that your commitment needs to hold if you want to get through it. Cravings are temporary. And I see you guys talk about this in the Facebook group all the time, and I love it. It's so beautiful seeing all your comments and your support of each other, getting through cravings in 15 to 20 minutes. They do go away. And I'm so ridiculously proud of all of you that jump on that Facebook group and go, damn, I'm struggling right now. I really want to drink today and I'm freaking out. I need support. And you give people the opportunity to support you. That's commitment to being sober. Trying to hide and not tell anybody what you're going through and not own who you are. Just trying to isolate and fight the bear on your own. Have you ever met anybody in their lives that could go hand to hand, fight with a bear and win? I mean, it's absurd, you guys. It's absurd. So stop thinking that. It's crazy. It's sheer insanity. What's insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. This constant relapse, starting over at day 1, oh, it's day 2 again, whatever. It's insanity. Because you are lacking honesty and you are lacking commitment. You're trying to dance around and play this little game that you cannot win. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, but you can't win. You won't win. You can keep trying. All you're doing is wasting your own life, and that's your decision too. So you can decide you want to get your act together, or you can decide that you want to continue to destroy your life and be miserable and make the people around you miserable. And if that's what you want to do, more power to you. That's totally your choice. You are welcome to do that. But if you want to make a commitment and you want to get it together, then figure out some things that you can do every day to be committed. Here's the action plan. If you're deciding in this moment that you're ready to stop screwing around and you want to get it together, here's your action plan right here. I want you to sit down and have an honest conversation with yourself. I want you to sit down comfortably in a quiet room, close your eyes, and I want you to have a conversation with yourself, the bear, and the committee. And that conversation is going to be like this. Okay, fools, we're getting our shit together now. I'm tired of messing with you. I'm tired of your drama. I'm tired of living like this, and I'm making a commitment right now. We're all going to get on the same page, and we're not drinking or using drugs anymore. That's the commitment. Right now, I am committing to today that I absolutely will not drink for any reason, no matter what. So sit down in a dark room, close your eyes, and have that conversation with you, the committee, and the bear. And you make that commitment, period. No questions asked. Nothing takes you off your path. Whatever you're feeling throughout the day, you figure out how to deal with it. You jump in the Facebook group and talk to people. You get your friends and family on your team and you talk to them. When people are on your team, you can go do safe things, right? You have somebody to go have dinner with that's not going to support you drinking. Even if you decide you want to order a drink, that person's going to go, no, dum-dum, you're not drinking anymore. Remember, we made a commitment. Create some accountability for yourself. That's step 2. Step 1, have that conversation with yourself, the committee, and the bear, and make a commitment. Get everybody on the same page in your head. Step 2, create some accountability. Get 2 or 3 people that are on your team. Stop screwing around. Stop trying to hide who you are. Stop trying to hide what you're going through. You don't have to give everybody all the details of your drama, right? All you need to do is say, look, dude, I'm not drinking anymore. I don't do it well. I don't feel good about it. I don't want to do it anymore. And I love you and I want you to know where I am because I still want to spend time with you. And I'm hoping that we can hang out and do non-drinking things. I'm hoping that you will love to go to the movies with me or go sit down and have coffee and dessert with me or go for a walk with me. Create accountability, people that know what you're going through and know where you are honestly. Then I want you to sign up for the mindset makeover. And decide in advance, what is your piece of time that you're going to listen to a video every day? 5 days. Most of those videos I think are under 10 minutes. I think there's a couple that are a little bit longer, but not much. And just start there. There's your 3 things. That's your action plan for right now. Okay? Those 3 things. Start there. When you get a little more comfortable, add the journaling in. Because your comfort level is going to be different for whatever stage of this you're in. If you're deciding right now that you're really going to make a commitment to quit drinking, your next 5 to 7 days are going to be withdrawal, and that's going to be challenging. If you're withdrawing from alcohol, I strongly suggest you get medical help because alcohol is incredibly dangerous to withdraw from. It's one of the only withdrawal processes you can die from. That's how serious this thing is. That's how serious this thing is that you guys want to continue to try to spar with. It will kill you. In 1,000 ways, it can kill you. And you want to continue to listen to that little committee chattering away. Oh, you can keep drinking. You can have one more. You can drink one more night. Nobody will even know. You can drink when you're on vacation. Nobody will know. Stop letting the committee lie to you. You know better. You're not dumb. You know better. When you know you can't drink, you can't drink. Tell the committee to take a hike. Tell the committee to go get its shit together. And doing the mindset makeover, those are the things we do to start to retrain the committee, okay? Because you do have to turn those thought processes around. And that's the whole point of mindset work, right? I have to do a ton of mindset work. Not so much for the committee about drinking anymore, because when I quit drinking, I never looked back. I wanted no part of it. I made a commitment. And I was like, you couldn't have paid me $1 million to drink. If you would have handed me a drink, you may as well have been holding a gun to my head. That's how I looked at it. You must have hated me and you wanted me to die if you were handing me a drink. And I did not take that lightly, and you probably should stop taking it lightly. Drinking's not an option anymore. You wouldn't be here if it was. And do that mindset work is retraining the committee. It's getting it to be kinder. It's getting it to support you. It's getting it to send you more positive messages. And it takes work. It took work for me to get as drunk and broken as I was, and it took work for me to become as healthy and strong and powerful as I am today. And I was a fucking train wreck. So I promise you, if I can do it, you can absolutely do it. But you've got to stop screwing around. You have to stop thinking that you have some power over alcohol, because you don't. And when you know you don't have power over alcohol, every moment of your life should become about making sure alcohol doesn't go in your body. Every moment of your life should be making sure alcohol does not get in your body because you don't do it well. So there's my rant about relapse and lack of commitment and lack of action. And you guys hear me talk about it in every episode. I talk about the same stuff and I just do it a little nicer. I know today I'm a little aggressive because I'm really mad. I'm really mad at alcohol. I'm really mad at all the lies we tell ourselves. And I'm really mad that we allow ourselves to believe the lies when we know they're lies. That's what I'm mad about. And I want to tell you, my friend that relapsed, it literally was a split second. However, as we talked about it, it came out that that thought had been going on a little tiny bit for an entire week, maybe 2 weeks. The thought had been floating around, that they made a choice to not talk about it, keep it in their head, right? Number one mistake, try to keep it to yourself. The bear will win every time. The bear will whoop your ass if you want to try to go at it with him alone. So the thought had been there, and it had been kind of eating away for maybe 2 weeks. And through that entire time, every single thought, every single time it entered the mind, there was an option to make a different choice and take its power away. And my friend did not make that choice. My friend made the choice to try to do it alone, to try to battle it alone, not talk about it, which just led down the slippery slope and the downward spiral. Now you're swirling the drain and then down the drain. And there's a million lifelines. There's a million ways to get support. Go in the Facebook group. Schedule some coaching with me. Get in the Monday night group if you can't afford to do an individual session. If you're really ready to get your shit together, do the 2K. Do you remember the 3 action steps we talked about? Because I really want you on those 3 action steps. You sit down in the morning, you have a conversation, dark room, close your eyes, have a conversation with you, the committee, and the bear, and get on the same page. Tell them to get their shit together. You're not drinking for today, and this is an absolute commitment, and there's nothing that can make you drink today. And you do that every morning. Then you get some support. Reach out to somebody. I don't care who it is. Go in the Facebook group, reach out to somebody and get yourself some support. Feed your soul. Allow yourself to feel better. Allow yourself to be loved. Go on and get the mindset makeover. If you've already got it, then go back through and listen to every single one of them again. If you need them sent to you again, or if you want me just to pick out a couple of my favorites and send them to you, message me at hello@angelapugh.com and I'll send you a couple of my favorites and make a commitment to listen every day. Carve out what piece of time in advance, decide what time you're going to listen every single day for 5 days. That's simple. And then when you feel up to it, add some journaling. Start there. I love you guys. Thank you for letting me rant. Sorry I'm grumpy. I'm so freaking mad at relapse right now. I just want to kill it. And it's not something I could kill. And I really want to kill it. And I promise you, if I could fight this battle for every single person on the planet, I would do it in a split second. I would fight it for all of you. I do whatever I can to try to make this as easy as possible because I know it's big and I know it's hard. I had to do it too. I will do everything I can possibly do for you to make it easier and less painful. Ultimately, you have to make the decision and you have to make the commitment. And I'm here to help you with that too. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Thank you again for sharing this time with me. I'm so grateful to have all of you. I'm so grateful for the community that we've created. I'm so grateful we get to spend time together and we get to communicate directly. And those of you that work with me privately as your coach, I swear to you, you change my life every day. I absolutely love you guys. I could not do this. I couldn't continue this journey without you. And I'm super grateful for that every day. Okay, you guys go have a fantastic week. I'll see you next week.
You've reached the end of another great episode of the Addiction Unlimited podcast. Candid and honest conversation about addiction and recovery. Be sure to visit us at addictionunlimited.com to join the conversation and access show notes and links to everything we talked about. Love this episode? Please take 30 seconds to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes to help us improve and give you the information you want. Thanks for listening. See you next week.